Hello everyone, welcome back to the Adeomi Math Hub, where math meets simplicity. On today's episode, we are going to be taking some technical questions on the number basis. We have three as usual. We have solve for x in the following base 2 equation. Leave your answer in base 2. We have 10x minus 11, 1 plus x in brackets over 10 equals 101. Everything is in base 2. Now also we have find n if 5 times 43 base n equals to 311 base n. Now lastly we have if IP03 base 4 equals 115 base 10, find p. So stay tuned as we continue. Now starting from the first question, we have 10x minus 11, 1 plus x over 10 was 101. Now, the easiest way to go about is, sorry, I will need to divide this into 2 because it will take more steps. But first, we are going to express 10x 10, this 10x, 10, 11, and 101 in what? Base 10. So this is going to be what? X outside 0, 1. So that's 1 times 2. That's for 10 raised to power 1. Sorry. Plus 0 times 2 raised to power 0. This is going to be what? X multiplied by 1 times 2 is 2. Everything here becomes 0. So we can put 2 here. So for this also, don't forget, it's just like we have done here. So that's 0, 1. 1 times 2 raised to power 1 plus 0 times 2 raised to power 0. This cancel out to be 0. So we have 2. Now for this same way, we have 1 times 2 raised to power 1 plus 1 times 2 raised to power 0. This is 1 times 2, which is 2, plus 1 times 1, because 2 raised to power 0 is 1. That's 1, so this is 3. And lastly, we have 0, 1, 2. We have 1 times 2 raised to power 1. 0 times 2. Sorry, this is raised to power 2. 2 raised to power 1 plus 1 times 2 raised to power 0. So this gives us 1 times 4. It's 4. Don't forget 2 raised to power 2 is 4. This is cancelled out. This is 0. Now 1 times 1, 2 raised to power 0 is 1, so 1. So this is giving us what? 5. So we now have to input everything. Don't forget this one becomes 2x because x times 2 will give us 2x. Now we input everything we have into this, then we solve. That's going to be what? We have 10x minus 11 1 bracket 1 plus x over 10 equals 101 becomes. So what is 10x? What do we get for 10x? 2x, correct? Let me use a red ink so that we can see the difference. So let's transform that. We have 10x, which is 2x minus, we have 3, 11, don't forget. 11 plus 2 is 3, it's 10, so 3 bracket 1 plus x over, don't forget 10 is now 2 base 10 equals 101 base 2 is now 5 base 10. Now let's solve. Since we have a fraction and its denominator is 2, so we can multiply through by 2. So what we have, we're going to have 2x multiplied by 2 minus 2, 3, 1 plus x over 2 equals 5 multiplied by 2. This becomes 4x negative, this cancel out. So what we have, 3 open bracket 1 plus x equals 10. So let's expand this bracket, let's open it as 3 negative 3x equals 10. Collecting like terms, we have x negative 3 equals 10. So if you add 3 to both ends, we are going to have x minus 3 plus 3 plus 10 plus 3. Why do we have to add 3 to both sides? I explained it in previous episodes. When you have it like this, you want to make this a subject of formula, you want it to stand alone, and this 3 needs to go to the other side. But what is the symbol at the front of 3? It is a negative symbol, so it is negative. So you take the alternate, which is the what? Positive. So you are going to add this hindrance to both sides, so as to negate this from this place and put it here. So we can see now that by the time we have that, we're going to have x minus 3 plus 3 is 0. It's going to be what? 10 plus 3, 13. Don't forget, in base 10. But the question says we should leave our answer in base 2. So we are not done. What we have to do now is to change this to a number in base 2. I hope I can clean this. So let me just use this place. So we have 13 base 10. We are converting to a number in base 2. So 2 in 13 is 6, remainder 1. 2 in 6, 3, remainder 0. 2 in 3, 1, remainder 1. And 2 cannot go in 1, so you watch, you write it and take it from bottom to top. If you have been following my videos from the first episode, you would have understood every step that has been taken. So now we can now make our conclusion. We can draw a conclusion that 10x minus 11 1 plus x over 10 equals 101. So we can draw our conclusion. Say x equals 13 base 10 equals 1101 base 2. So since x is this and this, so we can conclude that x equals 1101 base 2. So that is all about the first question. So I'll be wiping this off so we can take on the second question on this episode. So let's go to question 2. It's a word problem. It said find n if 5 times 43n, 43 base n is equals 311 base n. Now, like we did previously, we say 5. You expand this in base 10. So that's gonna be what? 01. So 4 times n raised to the power 1 plus 3 times n raised to the power 0 equals 0, 1, 2, 3 times n raised to power 2 plus 1 times n raised to power 1 plus 1 times n raised to power 0. Now let's solve. So we have 4 times n raised to power 1 is 4n plus n raised to power 0 is 1. I've told you any number raised to power 0 aside 0 is what? 1. So 3 times 1 is 3. Now let's move to the right hand side. We have 3 n raised to power 2. 3 times n raised to power 2 is what? 3n raised to power 2 plus n raised to power 1 is n. So 1 times n is n plus n raised to power 0 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. So it is going to take us to quadratic equation. So let's move on. Let's expand this bracket. So 5 times 4n is 20n plus 5 times 3 is 15. So we have 3n squared plus n plus 1. So let's collect like terms. So we are going to have 15. 15 doesn't have any variable, so it's 1. So we can bring 1 to this place, it's having plus, and bring it to this other side, becomes minus. 15 minus 1 equals 3n squared plus n. The 20n is 20 is having a variable n, which is like with this. So it can come here, it is positive here, it becomes negative on the other hand. So that's minus 20n. So 15 minus 1 is 14 equals 3n squared. N minus 20n is negative 19n. We can just resolve and say 3n squared minus 19n minus 14 equals 0. So we can solve this quadratically. What did I do? I brought 14 to this place. It becomes negative 14. Let me put it with a red ink. So if you are bringing 14 here, it becomes negative 14. And then I switch sides. If you have brought it here, it will be left with 0. This is 0. So then I switch sides. So let's solve this quadratically. So I'll be wiping the board, leaving only the question. So once I write the question, I wipe this. So we have 3n squared minus 19n minus 14 equals 0. So we're going to be using the formula method for those of us that are familiar with it to say x. That is, if a x squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So the formula to find x will be what? Negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So let's use this. In this instance, our a is 3, b is negative 19, and c is negative 14. You can see it in this format. So in this case, we are not looking for x, we are looking for n. So n equals negative, what's our b? In this instance, negative 19 plus or minus square root of negative 19 squared minus 4. A is 3 and c is negative 14 all over 2. What's a? 3. Now n equals negative times negative is positive, so we have 19 plus or minus. Now, what's the square of negative 19? That's going to be 361. You can confirm using your calculator. So, negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. Negative 12 times negative 14, that's 140 and 28. So that's 168. We can confirm. So 14, 12, 8, 2, 1, 4, 8, 6, 1. So negative and negative will give us positive. So we are left with a denominator which says 2 times 3. That's 6. So let's continue. We have n equals 19 plus or minus 361 plus 168. 361, 168, that's 925. It's 529 over 6. So n equals 19 plus, what is the square root of 529? Is it 23? So 9, 2, 5. Yeah, it is 23. So what we have 19 plus 23, plus or minus rather, 23 over 6. So I'm going to be cleaning this part so we can use it to solve the remaining of the question. So we are going to be separating since there's a plus or minus here. So we have n equals 19 plus 23 over 6, or 19 minus 23 over 6. So n equals 19 plus 23 is 42 over 6, or 19 minus 3 is negative 4. 6. So n equals 42 divided by 6 is 7, or negative 2 of 3. So n is having two values, but I want you to note something. N is the base of 43 and 311 and can never be in negative. So what does that tell us? That since n can never be in negatives, so this answer is ruled out. Therefore, n equals 7. So that is the value of n. That is all about second question, question number 2. Like I said it cannot be in negative. And the reason is because we don't count in negatives. Base, when we talk about number base, we are talking about the counting of numbers. So number cannot be counted in negatives. So it's impossible for you to want to count these markers and and you start from negative. It's impossible. You count towards the right hand side of the number line. So that's why number base can never be in what? In negative. So n is 7. So I hope you understood that. So let's go to question number 3. So the third question, 1p03 base 4 equals 115 base 10. Now we can express this. First we need to express this in base 10. So that's going to be what? Don't forget 0, 1, 2, 3. That's going to be what? 1 times 4 is power 3 plus p times 4 raised to power 2 plus 0 times 4 raised to power 1 plus 3 times 4 raised to power 0. And we can equate it with this. So 1 times 4 raised to power 3. 4 raised to power 3 is 4 times 4 times 4. 4 times 4, 16. 4 times 4, 16. 16 times 4 is 64. So we have 64. So P times 4 raised to power 2, which is 16. So 60 times P is 16P. Don't forget, I told you when you have 0, so you just rule it out. It's going to be automatically 0. Plus 3 times 4 raised to power 0. 4 raised to power 0 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. Equals 115 is 10. So what do we have? 64 plus 3. So we have 67. Plus 16P equals 115 is 10. We can then collect like terms. So we have 16P equals 115 minus 67. So we have 16P equals, now let's do the subtraction together. 11567. So we borrow 1 from here, comes 0, that's 10, plus 5, that's 15, 15 minus 7, that's 8. We borrow from here, 0 becomes 10, 10 minus 6, 4. So we have 48. So we can divide through by 16. So we have 16P over 16 equals 48 over 16. So this cancel out. 16 here is 1, 16 here 3. So finally we have our answer. So P equals what? 3. So that means that 1P03 base 4 is what? 1303 base 4. So that is all for today. If you are yet to subscribe to our channel, kindly hit the subscribe button and turn on notification. And you can also like and share with your friends. Also, if you have any mathematical questions on topic that we have treated so far, or any mathematical question at all, you can always drop in the comment section, or you mail us at theadeomimathhub@gmail.com. Thank you and see you in the next class.